Hello everybody, this is Mark. Today I want to do a video on how to manually adjust the white balance in the DJI Fly App when you're flying your DJI Mavic Mini or the Mini2 or the DJI Mavic Air2. Those three drones use the DJI Fly App, and I'm going to show you today how to actually go into the app and manually adjust your white balance. I highly recommend and encourage you to always set your white balance before you start filming the footage that you want to go back and edit later on, to make sure that you're getting the correct colors and tone of the footage that you're filming, whether you're filming a blue sky or autumn colors of trees or whatever. Your white balance is going to help you dial in the correct color and the correct temperature for what you want to film. So in order to do that, let's assume that we've already got our Mavic Mini or Mavic Air2 or Mini2 up in the air. We're connected to the app. We're connected between the drone and the RC. We've lifted off. We got the drone up about 10 meters, 15 meters, and we're facing in a direction that we're going to want to start filming. So now we want to go in and we want to manually adjust our white balance, because what we're seeing on our screen, the sky color is not quite right, or maybe the trees, they look okay, but they could pop a little bit more, and you can help that happen by manually adjusting your white balance. To do that, as you're facing the direction you're going to film, you go in to the app and you press the three little white dots at the top right hand screen, and you're going to see this screen pop up. And we want to go into camera because we're talking white balance and camera settings, so we press camera. That takes us into this screen, which is going to allow us to get over to the white balance screen now. Now we're in the camera adjustment screen, but to get to white balance, we have to go to advanced shooting settings. So we press that arrow. That takes us into this screen, and if you go about 2/3 of the way down the screen, you'll see white balance. And you have an auto mode and a manual mode for setting the white balance. I really encourage all of you that are using the DJI Fly App for your Mini or your Mini2 or your Air2 to always set your white balance to manual. If you set it to auto, it's going to fluctuate and it can really mess up your footage if you're flying and doing an arcing curve or something and the shadows change or the sun becomes more prevalent. It could mess up the lights and the darks and the color tones of your footage. So set it to manual. And then to adjust the white balance, once you have it set to manual, you simply just press the little white dot here on this Kelvin bar and you slide it to the left to the right. If you slide it to the right, you're increasing the Kelvin and you're making the footage warmer. As you can see here, stitch and everything is turning to an orangish amber color or whatnot. That's warming up your footage. This is really good if you want to fly over hardwood trees or something in the fall or whatever. It will help you really bring out the rich colors of the trees and everything that you're flying over. But you can use this to warm up your footage regardless of what you're filming if you want the footage to look a little warmer. By the same example, if you want to cool down your footage, let's say you're looking at the clouds and they're blue and everything, but on your screen they don't seem to pop, they don't seem to have the blue that you want, or maybe you want them a little bit bluer than you're seeing with your eye, then you simply slide this to the left. That reduces the Kelvin and you can see everything turn blue, and it'll get really, really blue on you. So be careful that you don't turn this too much to the left, because then everything will very much look unnatural. But you can adjust that to get the blue part of your skies really popping and the clouds still nice and fluffy white or whatever the clouds are, but you can bring out that blue hue in the sky. This is also really good if you're facing down towards water and you want to make the water look a little more tropical or whatever. You can press that button and you can bring out some blue hues in whatever water that you may be filming. So sliding to the low end, it goes all the way down to 2000 Kelvin, which is very, very cold. And then all the way up to the top goes up to 10,000 Kelvin. So you can adjust your white balance simply by sliding this button back and forth to adjust this. But I would highly encourage all of you to learn how to manually adjust your white balance, because it will help you get the colors of your footage that you want to edit the color that you want it to be. It doesn't even have to be the natural color that you're seeing with your eye. If you want it a little more vibrant or whatever, then the white balance can help you do that, and just let the drone do its thing on the auto exposure. Don't worry too much about it until you learn more about manual exposure or whatever. If you don't have ND filters and things like that, I would say leave manual exposure alone, just go with auto exposure. But if you're going to get into using ND filters a lot with the drone, then I would highly recommend that you start to learn how to do more with the manual exposure. But at least learn how to use the white balance manual adjustment, and it's really, really simple. And once you've dialed it in manually, the white balance is not going to change on you. When you shift direction with the drone, the white balance is going to stay the same. Then when you shift directions, if what you're seeing on the screen is really blown out or too dark, then you just simply need to stop, hover, and then readjust your white balance again manually. That's pretty much it. I mean, it's not that difficult, but it is quite important for you to learn how to do the white balance for adjusting your footage and getting the temperatures right, which also helps you make the colors pop in the footage that you want to take home and edit. You'll be more happy with your footage. It'll be easier for you to edit it. You won't see a lot of shifts and shadows, lights and darks, and colors suddenly going from like a beautiful blue to a blown out sky. You can control all of that by manually adjusting and setting your white balance. Thank you. Take care. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. Bye-bye.